Next up, Matt and I discuss the best part 3s in movie history.
What are we waiting for?
The next part 3 I want to bring up, Russ, is one that I believe you probably will agree on, and that is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3.
I like to call it the movie that starred an actress who took advantage of me.
Oh, yeah. Big, tough, badass.
We can't all be so lucky.
She was beautiful.
And bad.
This is definitely the first Nightmare on Elm Street I watched. I remember being very interested in it, scared by it at times, and definitely the nature of all the different characters and all the different dreams that they all have where they all change and do different stuff. That was really cool for a little kid to see. And I'm sure there was a lot of people that watched them in order and were kids when they watched the third one too. But for me, and this was my first introduction to all of these concepts, it was just a very wild ride. This one just always gripped me and I thought it was great. And Freddy to me was actually pretty scary.
He was pretty scary for a little kid, but can we make one distinction? Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is when Freddy became an insult comic. I don't know why. Everyone points to 2 as this is where Freddy started to change. Honestly, he's probably the most sinister in part 2. Everyone just doesn't like saying that about part 3 because it's the fan favorite. And I agree with you, dude. Part 3 is epic. It's everything you said. But that one little flaw, this is the movie where Freddy Krueger became MTV rock star, having his own hotline. It started with 3, right down to the fantastical elements you point out.
Yes.
We opened up a whole sci-fi world of imagination. Yeah, dude, it's visually incredible, especially for the budget they had. Those effects to this day look amazing. Even something as silly as the phallic Freddy snake eating Patricia Arquette.
Yeah.
That still looks good to this day. Arguably the best sequel in the Nightmare franchise and well worthy of being on this list, Matt. Unlike Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Who gives a fuck what you think?
What do you got next for the people, Russ?
I'm gonna go with Return of the Living Dead 3.
Sure, why not?
Cool.
Familiar?
Return of the Living Dead, but I don't think part 3.
Return of the Living Dead 3 was an early 90s film. There was no real franchise yet. Part 2 tried to go really family friendly, have kid characters. I didn't like that direction. It was funny and satirical like the original, but did not have the punch. And what part 3 ends up being is sort of a Romeo and Juliet story with zombies.
Okay.
That really hadn't been done in 1993. It has this story about a girl becomes a zombie through the toxin. It's accidental. And her boyfriend are trying to make it kind of work. And it has a heart. You care about the characters. Brian Usna, the director, he came up with Stuart Gordon. He was involved with all the Reanimator films. Brian Usna did Bride of Reanimator. He also did a great movie called Society that is an underrated horror classic.
I am a butthead.
He knows how to handle comedy, horror, and honestly, romance, heartfelt stuff. When you watch Stuart Gordon films, you care about the people. You care about Dr. West. You know what I mean? Even as crazy as he is. Brian Usna is the perfect guy for this movie. It's an underseen gem, definitely has a cult following, but needs to be on a best part 3s of all time.
Would you call this a deep cut?
I don't know if it's a deep cut for our audience. I think our audience is at least aware that this film has a good reputation.
All right. There you have it. Well, the next one on my list, Russ, is one that I think you guessed, and I'm sure the audience might guess as well if you've watched this channel long enough.
Spider-Man 3.
I like being bad.
The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. If I really thought about it, the best trilogy of all time. There's no chance in hell that I was going to put a list together of best part 3s and this not be on it. A culmination of hours and hours of things that you've watched, journeys upon journeys and different adventures that people have taken, different story arcs that people are going on. It all comes down to the final film and it nails every single note that you want it to nail. The conclusions are pitch perfect and there's damn near 5 of them. I wish there were more conclusions to it. It's no wonder that it won like 38 Oscars that year, the most of any film of all time.
The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
I mean, it was owed, probably. That's probably how they looked at it. All the hard work that Peter Jackson put into that for as many years as he did.
Putting my feet up on a settle after a hard day's work.
It shows on screen. It's one of the finest part 3s of all time. Definitely one of the best trilogies that's ever been, but I'm sure you all already know that.
There was no stone left unturned, was there, Matt?
There was not. What do you got next, Russ?
This was my final selection for the best part 3s of all time. We're going to keep going. There are more. But my final selection for this segment, I'm going with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I Oh, yeah? Holy shit!
I consider the original Vacation as one of my favorite comedies of all time, and this is a part 3 to that. This was clearly the era where John Hughes discovered Christmas. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, every script he wrote was just revolved around Christmas. Yeah. It worked really well, I think, in the Vacation format. It was already based around a family. European Vacation definitely took a left turn. It definitely went more zany, and I think Christmas Vacation course corrected in a sense where it brought it back down to a relatable reality that the original had, while also softening the original. Because the original, that's a hard R. But again, I can justify that. This is a Christmas film. Kids should be able to watch this. And even while softening it, I felt like it maintained all the integrity of the original. In terms of the characters, in terms of the setups of the jokes, it didn't sacrifice anything. And that's impressive. Usually I get angry when something I love gets watered down in sequels, but Christmas Vacation found a way to navigate that beautifully.
Thank you, Russ.
I think the Vacation formula works when you have an opportunity to have this like fertile ground for a over-the-top family man to really shine. When you're talking about we went to Europe, when you're talking about we went to Las Vegas, it's fun and an adventure with these characters that you like. When does an over-the-top family man shine again? Christmas time puts everything into Christmas. It's very family-oriented, and I think that resonates with more people.
Well, not only that, I think the humor, specifically in Chevy Chase's performance, and he's great at this, he's trying to keep it all together and create the perfect scenario, and he eventually cracks, like in the original when Wally World's closed, when he doesn't get the Christmas bonus in this one. And you're right, what you just said. What are you exactly going to crack about going to Vegas? If you plan a European Vacation, all of it's pretty much out of your hands anyway. The idea that Clark is trying to hold it all together and unravels is where the real comedy is. And I'd also say this, while he was in the original, Christmas Vacation is what made Cousin Eddie iconic.
Shitter was full!
No one would remember Cousin Eddie had he solely existed in the original.
No argument here.
I hope this adds to your enjoyment of the holidays.
Well, concluding for me, Russ, I got one last one as well. It's a movie that I've talked about on this channel countless times. It's a follow-up to one of my favorite movies of all time, and it became one of my favorite part 3s of all time, which you don't really say too often in an unironic way.
I want you to try saying it ironically now.
Army of Darkness is one of the best part 3s of all time.
Hail to the king, baby.
It's a follow-up to Evil Dead 2, which is one of my favorite films of all time, and Army of Darkness not only takes it in a new direction, which sometimes part 3s absolutely do, but it takes it in one that was surprising, but also effective and fun, and while twisting it slightly, still maintains the core that made you fall in love with those first films, as well as the character, going from sort of a victim in the woods to now he's sort of this more
badass leader of a rebellion.
It is excellent for all those reasons. It took a formula and multiplied it by 10. It's like, how much more scope can you give this cabin in the woods style movie? And they did that and more, and I love it for that, because it sounds like this probably was fun, but it probably doesn't work. It works. It's so perfect, and it's one of the best part 3s of all time.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's hilarious what you just said. How far can you take the original concept? We're in medieval times now.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You gotta respect the audacity of Raimi and company just to keep going. Dude, it does work because Evil Dead 2 was outlandish. By this point, Ash would be honestly insane after everything that happened to him.
Time traveled
already. Yeah, any time travel. I'm just rolling with this because clearly my life is a cartoon now. That movie is ridiculously fun.
It is.
Ridiculously fun.
It's everything you want a part 3 to be, which is what all of these part 3s are. They're well executed continuations of series that we love, that took them in new directions, raised them up to new heights, and put them on this list for us to share with everyone.
Groovy.
So thank you for watching. Let us know what your favorite part 3s are. Maybe we'll do a video for best part 4s.
Hey, dude, that's a good idea. And if you made it this far, you might as well subscribe. Matt and I are on a journey to get 20K subs. And the day we get 20K subs, we're going to put Rocky 3 on one of these lists.
Catch me!
I have nothing left except Spider-Man.